Okay, I'm back. I pressed the wrong button. I just pressed on the entire keyboard. Um, is this the keyboard thing? Just this key. Is it doing anything now? Okay, so my keyboard is disconnected. Now I can press all the buttons. Where is this not wet? Oh my god. Jeez. This, how do I get to the... How do I get to the bottom of this? Do I just need to use it wet now until it dries? Is that the way it's gonna be? Okay. Yeah, that's fine. It's like, you know. Okay. Alright. I don't think I need to unplug it. It's one of those like membrane keyboards or whatever. You know? It's like it's not really affected by water. Otherwise I would be like not so chill. But I think this is it. Well. Hmm. Yeah, I also didn't really like officially got diagnosed with OCD. Um, but yeah, it's I don't know. I feel like OCD like once you sort of like know how it can look like and that it can look like just, you know, like not the regular like not this TV OCD, but that it for example like also can just be like okay, I can't put a cable down at the moment, or like I don't want to right now. But that it can, for example, also just be like that you avoid like a whole lot of things, or like are to like sort of like try to control your thoughts and like care too much about thoughts, and that it can like have to do a lot with like intrusive thoughts and being like tormented by those. Um, then yeah. Good night forever. Thank you for having been here. What is pure O? Alright, relaxing. Bye. And see you in the next stream. Have a good day too. Sorry guys for like, yeah, just, you know, sort of pausing the stream low-key with like, I'm saying 400 milliliters on my keyboard and table. Bruh, Grumpy Palace. We don't do that here, you know us. But look! Here you can see my mouse pads. How it looks. This is like, do you guys know by the way? Like this is designed by me, like this is made by me. Hehe. It's so cool, right? I love it. Got myself new socks. Ah, yeah. Yeah. I would buy if I had a PC. I mean, maybe. Maybe once in a blue moon, you're gonna have a PC, who knows? Yes, I'm back on Panda. Hmm. Yeah. No, I get it, Tron. But like, so how is it that you like, that you have the intrusive thoughts, but you don't check? Like, is it maybe things where like, you, like, how does that work, sort of? Or like, oh, or do you then do this thing of, like, you don't check, but you, how do I say this? Uh, but you like try to control the thought of like, oh, but this can't, like, you give like attention to the thought, you know what I mean? Oh my god, there's still a bunch of water below the thing. Hiya. Hmm. This was the person from before, by the way, who was like, I don't know, just like not really interacting, but just saying like, "Oh, therapy doesn't work," with no way of talking about it. Are there any topics we skipped, by the way? Can actually affect borderlines. I've noticed that in myself by spending on food is looping and spending one of the impulsive behaviors and BPD. I see. So how does it affect summer months? Like, why does it do that? Okay. So I wedged it under there. I think that should be fine. Hi, Dragoo. Ooh, coming in with the 5 stream streak. Let's go. Mm. I get it, Ron. Yeah. But so for me, what I noticed, I also had this like intrusive thoughts thing. Or like I still like sometimes have it, but it's like way better now. Um, oh fuck, I forgot to put this one away. Sorry, but I can't have this like sitting here. It's super wet. Um, and I think why it was coming back was because I still had a response on it. So I didn't have a response on it in like a physical sense of like doing anything because of it, but I had a response on it in terms of like trying to like suppress the thought or like engaging with the thought by like, no, this can't happen, blah blah blah, like, or like sort of like trying to control the emotion still by engaging with that thought and like controlling that thought. And so the way I at least was like taught how to deal with this is just like accept that it is a possibility. So, sort of like you say, like accepting the uncertainty of just being like, yeah, and like, yeah, this could happen. And like, it's not like you're gonna like do anything different because of it. Um, and the second part for me was like sort of like labeling it as an intrusive thought. Of just being like, this is an intrusive thought. Like, this is not like, my brain is not producing that thought to like warn me. My brain is not producing that thought to like this thought doesn't have like a greater purpose or meaning, but it's just an intrusive thought. It's there because I trained myself to react to these thoughts. It's there because I trained myself to like feel like these situations have something to do with this thought or something like this. So it's like, no, there's no actual like reason which would make it like important to engage with that thought. But and sort of like knowing that, I was like, it was easier to like let go of it, I guess, and just be like, yeah, okay, and you know, and to like not, yeah, not be scared of that thought anymore, if that makes sense. Like, not in a weird sense, like not respect the thought anymore. Like, if you want to describe it that way, like it lost its credibility. So with sun and vitamin D, especially here in Ireland, when it's usually dull and cloudy, there's a huge jump in mood. BPD will make impulsivity more noticeable, kinda. Ah, okay. So is it then better to, for example, like take vitamin D in winter too, so that you don't like, you just stop with the taking the vitamin D supplement in summer, and then it like your vitamin D like stays stable? Like, is that an idea then? Or or you know, never notice the moment something becomes a memory. I feel like how do you mean? Because I feel like this can have many meanings. Because I feel like memory is also something which needs definition. Because I feel like, is it a memory I have like at the end of today about today, or at the end of the week about today, or in 3 years about today? And I don't know, I'm not sure you can't like notice not at all. I feel like to a certain degree you low-key can notice. Unwinnable beliefs such as, what if my thoughts influence what you're saying right now? Therefore, I'm in a simulation. I might just be Shizu, not gonna lie. So what I know, how OCD would work with this thought, for example, is that this thought is not just a thought, but it has an emotional meaning. That like, what if my thoughts influence what you are saying right now? Therefore, I'm in a simulation. From what I understood about OCD and how OCD works for me, it's a thing where this thought would have to be connected to fear, for example. like there wouldn't need to be an emotional connection, which is sort of like bothering to a certain extent. Because otherwise it's like not like these thoughts are not bothering me, right? Because it's just like brain thought and they're like, huh, that would be weird, you know? Like you wouldn't have them like reoccurringly if they don't have some type of meaning or there's no like fear attached to it. So and in that regard, like if that is the case, right? The way how to treat it, if it's OCD, or the way like I handle my thoughts, applied to this example, would be to try and let go of that emotional charge by being like, yeah, and like even if that's true, it doesn't bother me. Like it doesn't matter for me if that's true or not. Like, I don't need to think about that thought because the answer to that question is not relevant to me. And with that, then you let go of the emotional charge. And the idea is that then it doesn't, like, this thought doesn't come up anymore because your body doesn't see any value in bringing up this thought anymore because it comes from a place of, like, survival instinct, right? Of, like, oh, I need to warn the human. Like, but if it doesn't matter, you won't bring up this thought at least. Maybe some other thought, but it's not this one. So this is at least how I handle like my OCD intrusive thoughts in that regard. Like it was also something where like you can't like disprove it or prove it, but the place to winning it is by not needing to disprove or prove it, like not wanting to control it, but just trying to train to be indifferent to it. And being like first of all, this is an intrusive thought. Like this has like this was like sort of important to me because I thought that my thoughts mean something. Like I have to do something with my thoughts because they come from a place of, you know, like trying to protect me. So for me, it was important to be like, no, this is an intrusive thought. Like not every thought has to hold meaning. Like not every thought is important. And then the second thing, just being like, yeah, and like, there's nothing I'm gonna do about that now. Like, this doesn't help. And yeah, finding like a weird sense of like facing to a certain degree this like fear that this could actually happen and like learning how to be like oddly okay with the thing being true or like that it could be true and just being like, but I'm not going to change anything because of it. But yeah, Shih Tzu is definitely like not the, yeah, has negative connotation to it. What if I've already met the most important person in my life and didn't notice? Okay, in that regard. I think it's really quite interesting how I don't so I feel like you can feel in the moment if something is important to you. like sort of like something happens and not before it happened, right? But just sort of like while you're still in the moment, but you're past the first bit. It's like, I don't know, like you're looking at a sunset and everything is so beautiful, and you realize how beautiful everything is and how valuable this moment is to you and how you love being in this moment. Like, this is the point where I feel like it's, I'm gonna remember this because this is important to me. So, in that regard, I would say, like, sort of, I know if this is gonna stay in memory or not. Um, but then the second thing is, I think what matters to us is changing, right? So maybe in 5 years, I'm not gonna, like, this sunset or whatever is not gonna be one of the most important things in my life anymore, or one of the prettiest things in my life anymore. And it's gonna be like overwritten by something which is even more important to me, or I'm gonna evaluate and look back at my life with like a different lens and think that things which I thought beforehand weren't important are actually now really important to me. So I feel like what we remember is actually also really dependent on what's like how what we think is important and how we evaluate our life in that regard. Um And I think that's definitely like super real and happening like so often, right? Like, this is why like everybody like has something when you ask them, like, is there anything you would have told your younger self or whatever? And like, I don't know, you talk to parents and they're like, oh, I wish I would have spent more time with my children or something, because in the moment they were like, oh, but I want to do career and I want to do this, and then they're 80 and they evaluate life differently and they have different priorities about what's important and what's not important, depending on their life situation in the moment as well. And then they're like, man, I wish I would have spent more time in those moments, right? So I think that part is like changing the entire time, because it's just so dependent on like what's important to you and what isn't. In the summer, my spice time gets more reckless and impulsive and comes with more, let's say, taboo spicy stuff. Ah, okay. Interesting. Hmm. But did you find anything on like somebody, like, I'm just gonna like bring that up again. Did you find anybody who said that like taking vitamin D in the winter is helping with keeping the mood more stable? Mm. Yeah. No, I get what you mean, Tron. Definitely. I think the mental stuff, like the intrusive thoughts of OCD and sort of like trying to like deal with that is like way harder. Um, but I think it's technically coming from the same point, right? Like, there needs to be like, you need to build a sort of indifference or find an indifference there and be like, well, and even if I'm fine, like, this is just an intrusive thought, this doesn't need to hold meaning, this is not telling me anything, and it doesn't matter if it's true or wrong. Thank you, relaxing. Scary that at any moment everything familiar could quietly become the past. Do you mean from this point of like it's not guaranteed to stay the same? That's sweet of you, Matthias. And hi, Dark Knight. Welcome, welcome. How you doing? Sure, go for it. Relaxing. I'm just gonna go and clean my glasses. It's kind of working that I'm not having panic attacks anymore, but I'm unsure now about vitamin D supplements with the mood stabilizer, whether it's going to throw it out of whack. I mean, the vitamin D part, like, it wouldn't be now anyway, right? Like, the vitamin D part would, like, be, like, upcoming winter. So, I mean, I guess to a certain degree, you can just, like, wait with that. Until winter, because you don't have to decide it now anyway. But it would definitely be interesting to like ask your medical health professional, like whoever is like prescribing you the mood stabilizer. Like they probably know best. Oh, so beautiful. Ah, oh my god. So clean. You know our past conversations when I told you to leave and I couldn't leave? You said maybe it's love, but the thing is, I never felt loved or cared, and I don't even think they're my parents. I just wrote it in your family and chat so you can understand it. I mean, again, right? I also mentioned how it could be actually not because you love them or anything, but it could be just because it's not. Uh, um, I lost my sentence. Man. I just don't have words on my mind right now. Wait. um, yeah, because this is like something you know, and like going away would be something you don't know. And something we don't know can like oftentimes be like be more scary than something toxic we know. And so it can technically also just be that effect. But the easiest way to find out why that is really to just be curious about it, right? And try to see when it's more, when it's less, and like collect some more data on it. Yes, mental health month, let's go. I'm just a bit stubborn, my dear, because I don't like the changes. I can understand. I mean, it's always good to use this to appreciate the moment, right, Ireg? Like, just be aware of the fact that life is gonna change a lot throughout your entire life. So if you found something which is nice and you are in a moment which is nice, enjoy it and embrace it to the fullest. Like, don't worry about, I don't know, getting the good IG picture or society or looking pretty or something. Just enjoy the moment to the fullest and fully embrace it. Thank you for the follow and welcome. Yeah. I know, Tron. I mean, this is exactly why how you win this like mental OCD game is by just not caring if it's true or false. And just being like, even if it's true, I'm gonna live my life like this. And if it's false, I'm also gonna live my life like this. Like fear of unknown. Yeah, exactly. Relaxing. If I can ask, how's the search for the new job going? Not too good. So the businesses of my friends, they apparently all don't have budget and are not looking for anybody right now. And I'm still like I don't yet want to apply anywhere with like a um just like that because I want to do some more like courses and projects first to then like I don't know like feel like I know stuff and like won't embarrass myself. um I'm also noticing that I keep going like a bit back and forth about like what I want to do or how I'm gonna handle this situation. Like I also recently was like, like what if I just like focus on stream and like, like earning like 500 euros a month with stream in like a year is like sort of like doable. Like how about we just focus on that and then I don't have to do like all those annoying things. But we'll see. So it's a work in progress. But there's also just a lot of other things happening right now, so I'm taking my time with that. To the diner on Saturday, and I went into that liminal space of in reality and imaginary date with the girl I've for which people usually just brush off as normal daydreaming. But for me, it's not. Oh, damn. So like a full on date, just imaginary. Like really for like not just a few minutes, but like serious time. That's a lot. Hmm. Yeah, that's definitely not just normal daydreaming for sure. No. Do you do any like physical sport or like hobbies where you do something with your hands, Lady Reinag? Like anything which is like grounding you, like putting yourself in the moment where your mind like can't really wander or something? Yeah, I just expected I could solve it with logic, but since it detects the things that I can't be proven wrong, it's impossible. This is actually exactly the thing. Like, this is also why you probably tend to OCD, Tron. Because this, like, at least this is like exactly how I tend to OCD. Because I learned that I can think my way out of certain things, or at least this is what I always doubled down on. Like, this was my coping mechanism throughout my entire life. That I'm just gonna think harder, I'm just gonna be smarter, and that way I'm gonna get out of everything. And, well, it leads to this false sense of control, essentially. And to get out of this, like, these OCD intrusive thoughts was for me really just letting go of this. Letting go of this idea that I have to control everything. Or that I could even. And just sort of trying to find my peace with whatever happens, I'm gonna be fine. And there's gonna be things happening which I can't control, and I'm still gonna be fine. And this is not something I have to avoid or I have to change my life for. But something I handle when it ever comes to the situation. Relaxing. You said to be more curious and find out, but find what in that curiosity? I mean, with this. Wait. So, what I mean with that is. You're not. So, well, with just trying to be curious, um, you just try to essentially like find more informations so that you can better understand yourself. So if there's like emotions you don't understand, and like no matter how much you think about them, you just don't understand them, it's gonna help to know to get like context by seeing when those emotions come up. When are those emotions like higher? When are those lower? When like, are they tied to a specific situation? Are they not tied to a specific situation? Are they maybe tied to a specific mental state? Are they tied to a time, hobby, a specific need not being met, or a specific need being met? And with all of that context, you can just understand the emotion better. So if you seek to understand the emotion why you feel conflicted about leaving your family, and you want to understand it better, and you don't feel like you can understand it better just by thinking more about it, then it's good to just try and see when you feel it a lot, when you don't feel it a lot, and get a bit more context, and then see if that context helps you in any way to evaluate where that emotion is coming from, or to just like understand it better. I thought I could ask you some related with job colleagues. I mean, with my job colleague, well, I don't have any yet. Or do you mean just like in general? Hmm. I'm sorry for you, Yusei. I hope you get out of that situation ASAP. I think it's really good that you use this chance and then you take a stand for yourself. Yeah. I mean, narcissistic abuse is definitely a real thing. I also suffered under it. Like, emotional abuse is just as real as physical abuse, for sure. And it definitely has a lot of potential to ruin your health, for sure. I'm sorry that you had to find this out. But I think it's really good that you draw a line. And I hope you're a bit proud of yourself that you do. I play basketball and I go cycling a lot, but I tend to have cycling maladaptive daydream of going on a cycling date with the girl. Okay. I mean, did you ever try to date the girl, by the way, Lady Rhinog? Like confronting that sort of like imaginary um thought that way could maybe be really helpful. Good luck, Tron. I hope, like, I don't know, like maybe you can like try it and maybe it works. I hope it works. Maybe you can, like, hopefully you can do something with the advice. All right, I mean, go for it, Ragu. I also had it with my mother that I talked about before. Hmm. Are you referring to like use A here with like narcissistic abuse, or to the maladaptive daydreaming as well? That it just like switch topics, just like making sure. But I think I get that fear or unknown when I think about leaving or fear of failure or getting caught. Because in past I tried to leave and got caught and got abused when I was 15. I get it. I mean, especially then, it's definitely like there's like some fear of leaving, right? Like, what if it doesn't work out anymore and stuff? So, so I think in that regard, the emotion is like really normal. But I think it's like really good that you're aware of that emotion, so that you don't like sort of secretly um, ruin your plans or something. You were also referring to your safe thing? Yeah. Yeah. Same here, right? Like it's it's definitely not that uncommon. I can relate in that regard a lot too. I'm really glad that I left that context as well. Took time, but it's definitely a good choice in the end. Even though it was still a hard choice. Hmm. Hmm. I mean, is there any expectation or any answer you want from us about that feeling? Is there like any specific question you have about that relaxing? Just to lie to people. I had a girlfriend because in my head I did. It's coming to terms that the lying has stopped and I'm able to see the real person behind the dream better. Hmm. Okay, that's interesting. Hmm. Like, I'm gonna have to read up a bit more about maladaptive daydreaming. Like, the only thing I know that, like, I think I had like maladaptive daydreaming when I was a kid as sort of like a coping mechanism to like escape from the life I had. And I just know that it instantly got better when like my life is better. And it instantly gets better when I like take action in my life instead of like it's sort of like it was a form of like avoidance because I thought I couldn't do anything. And like I took it a bit like into adulthood too, even though I could do things there, just because it was already a habit, right? It was like a coping mechanism I was like so used to using that I just used it, even though I didn't necessarily had the need to. And I don't know, like when I started therapy, like this was like one of the first things which just went away, or like when I do notice it, like sometimes I still have it, but it's just like I don't see it as negatively because I don't have it in like this extreme form anymore that it's like goes on forever, but I see it as sort of a signal to like do something in real life, if that makes sense, to like go after something I want, or like sort of in that direction. So I don't know, yeah. It wasn't something where, yeah, like I just had like a tendency, like I didn't have like the full blown thing, I think. And yeah, when I was in therapy and like with like depression, PTSD, anxiety, all of that, it was, I don't know, like the main focus was always something bigger, and then it was like just gone too. So yeah. Like for me, it was like my maladaptive daydreaming, like what I feel I can like sort of classify for that was always that I hoped I would be adopted. Like I hoped somebody would adopt me or somebody would save me, or that it turns out that I'm not the child of my parents and then my real family comes and picks me up, or that like somebody just like, I don't know, like sees me on the street and is like, oh my god, you're such a cool child, I want to adopt you. It's like super weird, but like, as a kid, I don't know, it really, I don't know, like that was the main thing back then. Really, yeah. I think like Loki says a lot about how happy I was. But yeah. And like this like then went away when I sort of like moved out. When I moved out, it turned to that I'm gonna find people gonna like turn into my parents essentially. Um, and that I don't know, like I would find a neighbor who's like low key gonna adopt me as her kid, but like like just being like fulfilling that like mother or dad role and whatever, like going into that regard. Glides away. Um, and so the way I sort of okay, actually, I do have one specific thing I did to which influenced that as well. I think because mine was always about this idea of like getting like like different parents, right? So at a certain point, I and I told you guys about this already. I it was a thing of like how I treated or sort of got out of like having these like sort of like negative thoughts which were like the echoes of my parents in my head, um and sort of like defeating this like negative inner voice and like becoming like in terms of like to deal with that, um becoming the perfect parent for myself, um and or like trying to at least. And with that I also started to do some like traditions and stuff like this. So I, for example, like started like a Christmas tradition and like a Easter tradition and stuff. So like I really like try to fulfill this role for myself of um like this, like those parents I never had. And I feel like with that, it's like, I don't know, like since then, I like rarely ever have any daydreaming about having good parents. Um, and I don't know, I usually always have less daydreaming when I actually try to achieve goals and seek after, like, yeah, try to achieve goals. of mine, which like this daydreaming evolves around. Yeah. Terabife, I've never watched that one actually. Like maybe you can send it in the Discord, like like a link to the or just a name or something that I keep it in mind. But yeah, so that's how I sort of handled it. So I don't know if I never got like any official like diagnosis or anything with maladaptive daydreaming. But to be honest, I also don't really know all of my diagnoses. Because it was just this big list and I didn't really care about them. Um, so let me look it up actually. I think what I had as a child would probably qualify as maladaptive daydreaming. But then later on, not anymore, I think. Yeah. But the thing is, in order to achieve my goals, I have to work, which is very hard for me because I have ADHD. I think I can't focus on one thing, so I chase dopamine and daydream my dream life. Yeah. Like, is there I mean, did you ever try like any sort of medication for ADHD? Because there is a bunch of medications for ADHD. Like, some people say they like really help. Like, apparently it sort of depends on a person, like which medication is good for you or not, and which helps. But is that an option? And thank you for the follow. Welcome, welcome. And welcome back, Indy. So, one of two, Dragou. As I told you, all of my colleagues are really nice to me. If I need anything, they give me advice, etc., which by itself is new to me since nobody treated me nicely. So it's hard to like adapt on this positive behavior. For example, one colleague about my age girl 2 days ago when we greeted each other, she was like really nice, smiley, and it was my head for 2 hours, not in a like I like her way, only felt weird later on. Um, Wanted to probably talk more, but couldn't answer with more than one word. So if I do this more, she might think I don't want to be friends, but I do. It's better with guys, I think, because it has some to do with me being cheated on. And, she kind of looks like a friend that I wanted. But if I'm not able to talk with her, it won't happen. So, yeah. I get it. Maybe you can, like, write down a sentence where you explain to her that, like, you're, like, only, like, you're not good at this, like, friend stuff, but you really want to find new friends, and that you really like talking to her, even if you don't say a lot. You just like to listen or something. Like that you like sort of write down a sentence where it explains that, like, which tells her that even if you don't answer with like long words, you really are interested in like being friends with her and talking to her, and that you do want to have this like connection and appreciate her talking to you. And if you write it down beforehand, it might be easier to say in the moment. And if you just explain that, like, like you never, I don't know, like you're not like good with friends or something, or like you didn't have like friends like this before, but you do really want to, like she's definitely like gonna have like patience for you to like get there, or like maybe even she likes it if you just listen. Like all depends on her, right? But then she definitely knows that she like can talk to you about this stuff as well. So I don't know. I think is if it makes it easier for you to like write down a sentence beforehand to then like say it in a moment, then do that. And then like yeah, just explain that like if you don't answer a lot, it doesn't mean like you don't like it. You're just a bit awkward and like have to like get out of your shell, or like learn to get out of your shell. Like it's sort of like, in progress. And I don't know. I think like most people just need to know that like you don't hate them, right? And that you do enjoy it. And I thought about it. I would never be able to tell it in person about writing it. It would be easier for me to cut off my arm and say something like this. It's like showing vulnerability a bit, and this just closed door in my life now. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, like, finding friends is about showing vulnerability, right? Like, you can only get like, close friends if you let them get close, right? So, it might be, like, good to try and start. But you can choose where you start, right? And if your starting point is like texting it to her, then that's a good starting point. But like try to work your way towards more, is all I'm saying. But I think like already like using the starting point to like text it to her via like WhatsApp or whatever, that's a good starting point. Like as long as you start, you're on the right path. I never tried any medication of ADHD. Like if ADHD medication is an option where you live relaxing, look into that. Like ADHD medication for some people is a complete game changer. Definitely like inform yourself if this is an option. And Lady Reinhardt, here's the Discord link. It's going to sound crazy, but it's from my chair moved while it was away. Okay, well, we're gonna see. Just say hi to your local ghost. And hi, Navandro, how you doing? A long time no see you. how to do it when I've got these mental scars from trying to be vulnerable. Like the worst thing is that first step. Make the first step smaller and smaller until the point where you can do it. Like the best first step is the step you will take. So make it that small. Make it small enough so you will take the step. And then the name of the game is being brave. Drago. Welcome in the Discord then. I'm gonna get myself some new water. Oh. Can't wait to hear Navandra. I hope it's good things which happens. And like maybe like you want to join the Discord, like because even if you don't use Twitch, like you could keep us up to date on Discord if you want to. I mean, like no, like no hassle, would just be an idea. Like bumping to her more in work, try to smile more, maybe even try to fake confidence, fake it till you make it. Maybe I could pre-write myself some lines I can say too. Yeah, for example. Just start somewhere. Dargo. Like it really, like honestly, like this is sometimes the like biggest mistake we make. Like we make ourselves this like plan where we feel like, oh, we need to do it a specific way, otherwise it's gonna be so bad, and like everything is gonna go wrong, and like mistakes gonna happen with like which like nobody can like undo and whatever. And it's not that serious. Just start somewhere. Like you always have to try multiple things. So just start somewhere, like see how it is, try different things, see how that is, try different things, see how that is. Just, like work your way up, and it's gonna like in any case it's gonna be good, even if like it's not I don't know, like even if that friendship is like not gonna work out or whatever, it's gonna be skills you will have for the next friendship too. So, like, in any case, this is going to be good. And for some people, like, faking confidence works. For other people, it doesn't work. It all depends on the person. So, I think you already have, like, perfect options laid ahead of you. So, just start with something. Like the most important thing is really doing it, or like starting, you know, and not just having it in your mind, just talking about it, but actually like taking the steps closer to your goal and then learning from the results. Yes, Lady Ryan, I do that. Is the Walter Minty trailer the one with like Terracia or something, you know? What? What is that even supposed to mean, chat? Like, do we. Is that. What? What do we do with rice love? It's eyes? Oh my god. Who would say it that way? It's just. You're just trying to provoke, buddy. Like, it's. I mean, good for you that you have confidence that you're not getting banned on the first message. Please not listening. Oh, okay. So, what is the value of you being in the chat, Rise Love? Or being a part of this community? It's good I'm not a mod. It was, I just, it was, okay. I feel like, honestly, like, I'm gonna be, like, honestly, like, this could be way funnier if we wouldn't have to moderate, like, sexist jokes and comments so often. Like, it's, I don't know. You know. I feel you. But yeah, Dragu, just like start with something, like if it like helps you to, you know, like write down some lines, that's good. It's like with like everything new you do, everything you're bad at, right? Like you always try to prepare yourself. So just like plan some things, like try to prepare yourself, but like most important thing, you just start somewhere. Like even if it's embarrassing, even if it doesn't work, like it doesn't matter. Like as long as you try, that's all that matters. Like you just need to show up. That's it. For a hot second, I thought you were speaking German. Ja, klar, wieso nicht, ne? Easy. And hi, Luna. The 5 stream streak. How you doing? Nou, Dutch great. Oh, nee hoor. Zelda earrings? They're actually, well, they're, I guess you can, like, they were not, like, specifically Zelda. Like, I didn't buy them for Zelda. Like, I actually never played Zelda. I didn't have a PC back then. So I just bought them because they look cool, and I play D&D, and I was like, Starry, starry, having swords with me. Yeah. Woo! You know? I'm feeling ready to just speak Polish. Bro, I literally can't wait. Pelmeni. It's the only thing I ever heard on Polish. I had to text my friend that about the cats. She needs to text Zach. I'm busy, bro. Otherwise, you're gonna get answers at 5. Do you still go to therapy? No. I stopped therapy beginning of January this year. Yeah. You can say good morning in Polish. Let's go. Yeah, thanks. To be fair, it sounds a bit pathetic when I look back on the problem of mine. Don't say that, bro. Don't say that. It's life is hard. Like, we're all doing this for the first time. And nobody got like a blueprint or like a introduction to how this shit works. It's, it's fine. Like, don't bully yourself about like how it looks like compared to other people. Like, other people don't have your problems. And well, except from the people who do have your problems, but like the people who do have the exact same problem, like, don't call them pathetic. The people who don't have your problem, like, they're not gonna, like, they can't speak on like how it is. Like, it doesn't matter how far other people are, or like, it's really like, be nice to yourself. Therapy was more about what we talked about and how to bring it up in an easy way. All right. I mean, that's good. That therapy wasn't too exhausting, Asta. I'm glad. Wow, Wendy. And hi, Chu. How you doing? I mean, if you want, like, if it would help that she asks you questions where you can't answer with one word, or if you think she can help you push yourself in a good way by demanding more of an answer than one word, you can tell her that as well. Like, you can ask her to, like, if she wants to help you with this. Right? And hi, reactive. Welcome, welcome. How you doing, Raven, by the way? I think I forgot to ask. Well, if I could say that too. I mean, you can text her first if you want. You can send her a letter if you want to. You know? I'm just curious. Can we ask therapists personal questions of their life? I mean, you can always ask, and they might say no, you know? Just depends on the person. Like, it really, like, some therapists will tell you some things of their life. And some therapists rather keep it, like, you know, separate, and they rather don't. So you always can. They just might say no, but you always can ask. Like, they won't be, like, well, I guess also depending on the therapists. There's a few, like, not too good therapists out there. But with the therapist I had, I think whatever I would have asked, the worst which would have happened is like them just being like, I don't really want to talk about that or something, you know? Like, they wouldn't judge me, they wouldn't like scream at me or whatever. Like, it's really like not big of a deal, so. And I also like, I did ask my therapist like a few personal things. I could send her a message carried by a pigeon, though I need to get a pigeon. Gets harder and harder. Well, getting a pigeon is not that hard, is it? You just need to go to some city and then just grab a pigeon. The harder part is you need to get a pigeon which is going to fly to her instead of just going to flying away. So, yeah. But yeah, just do the first step you can take, Dragu. Like, if you want to, like, make sure you start and do something, start with the smallest thing possible. With the absolute smallest you can think of. Oh, I thought you're gonna, you know, let the pigeon fly to your workplace and give the letter to her there, but sure. So let's throw out the pigeon idea. I don't think that's gonna come across good at this point anymore. And hi, Riza. Welcome, welcome. How you doing? Yeah. So, yeah. Just start with the smallest thing you can imagine, Ragu, and then you will work your way up. You know? Do you have any online friends that you never met in real life? Like, sort of like best friends? I don't think so. But I started like I met some online friends and then we started meeting in real life. So, I don't know. Like I made some friends online for sure. But like since then we just like we met in real life. But it's like hard to maintain these friendships because it's just like so far away and like real life friends are always like a bit nicer, you know. Um but like just sort of like just like you know like normal friends, like not top like 3 or whatever, but just normal friends, I definitely Made a few. Yeah. And I definitely had some online friends, which then, with like meeting IRL too, turned into best friends. Sure, Grumpy. But yeah, Dragoo, just find a way, like a really simple first step you can do for yourself. Like, the first step you want to choose is one where you will for sure succeed. 100%. This is the first step you want to take. Because you want to get a few successes before you have to get to the stuff where you might fail. To build up confidence. And you don't want to do them like all on the same day. Like, you want to have like a day of success, a day of success, a day of success. You know, like some days where you like succeeded, and then yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know where the ad cuts, but essentially you want to choose a first step where you will for sure succeed, Drago. And then you just step up like a tiny, tiny bit, because you want some days where you have succeeded. So like make a schedule from it, like say like, I don't know, like 3 times a week, or like every time, like every day or once a week. Like, I don't know how much you see her, whatever, but like make a schedule, and then like start with the smallest thing where you're gonna be like, I'm gonna 100% be able to do this. And then like slowly, slowly, slowly work your way up, so that you have like sort of like 1 or 2 weeks where you like succeeded. And then comes the things where like chances are sort of maybe high that you're gonna fail. You know, that you have like some momentum to keep going. True, Wendy. How about you start wearing pink t-shirts, Drago? Like, Indy made an amazing merch suggestion of like a t-shirt with like my face on it, and then just like fat, like the Twitch link. So, you know, like if you want, I'm gonna make that. You can wear it. Like, she's surely gonna ask a question. Imagine in real life, would you like to be my friend? I mean, I think, okay, so I think it's super hard to like say if you want to be friends before you know each other. Because if I want to be friends or not depends on like if we're compatible when I know you, right? But I'd be open to being friends, for sure. But you know, like if we don't vibe, like I'm not gonna force it. But like just because we met online doesn't mean that I'm gonna be like, oh no, no, we can't be friends. Like, I don't really care like where I meet people, but if they're cool, you know? Ask me anything. Ask me a crazy question. Oh my god, I actually have an amazing t-shirt idea. Idea. It's like, have you ever heard of like exposure therapy for like rejection? Um, Imagine a t-shirt where it's literally like, uh, Reject me, please. I'm doing exposure therapy. I would love that. New merch drops next week. Let's go. I mean, we gotta earn like 500 euros a month, right? So I can like keep streaming full time instead of starting to work in IT. That's hard to deal with. I mean, it's exposure therapy, guys, you know? Like. And pink color doesn't suit me. Okay, fair. Maybe it's gonna be available in black. Only for you. It's too blunt. I think it's perfect because like imagine it being like sort of like this size, you know, on your shirt. Like sort of embroidered and just like text here. Or like just here. Then like you know like not everybody's gonna read it because for most people it's too close, but it's just gonna be like people who are like getting close to you are gonna read it. So it's gonna happen sometimes, but not the entire time. Which is gonna make it even more funny because mostly it's probably gonna happen with friends. Well, like they just reject you and then laugh because they think it's a joke. Oh. All right. But yeah, relaxing. I'm hyped to get to know you. A few alternative badges. Yeah. And hi 69, welcome, welcome. Oh my god. Drago, why do all of your examples have to do with harming yourself? How about you just, you know, how about you color your hair pink? Or, you know, if you don't like pink, color it blue, green, neon yellow. She's definitely gonna ask about that. And it's not permanent, you know? Did you change your hair? This is more like mature. Not really. I just like put it up today morning because I don't know, I didn't want to bother with it. I have a cool scar. You'd be surprised how little people notice. Also, I think a lot of people don't want to ask. We can argue about a bit if the examples are cutting off your arm. Okay. Apart from that, actually, it's like 16:13. I'm gonna have to end the stream in like 45 minutes. So, is there any questions about what we talked about so far, or is there like anything you still want to know to like wrap up the topic? Because I would just say, like, let's slowly wrap up the topic, then do belly breathing, stretching, and all stars. And then we're gonna dip out 5 minutes before 5. That would be nice. So, how about that? Seems like a plan, no? I mean, I'm just saying, like, it's not like this is the thing, right, Dragu? Like, it's not the example I made, it's the example you made. Where, like, Indy and me were like, whoa, well, there's, like, you don't have to go that far, you know? One question, what did we talk about? Oh, we talked about a lot of things today. Let me actually... Ow. Well, anyway. Oh, this hurt more than I thought. Ouch. So, we talked about OCD a lot. We talked about OCD about like 3 times, I think. What else did we talk about? I'm blanking. I guess like, oh well, there's also OCD actually, like exposure therapy. But And hi. Welcome, Babu. How you doing? All right, let's go. 69. Let's hear it. True. Like how to find joy back in how to find the joy back from like in hobbies where you lost your joy. Brainwash a pigeon. Well, I mean, or you just set yourself the goal to be that you smile at her, or that you approach her more often, or that you make a joke, or gift her something funny. Like, you could just, like, gift her like a, I don't know, like really funny looking like candy or something, or like a one of those like fun party gifts or something, or that you send her a message explaining what's going on. All of those things. So the upper management noticed that there's something wrong with my manager, and a coworker, like they were talking for hours in workplace. Okay. Boom. Thank you for the prime. Let's go. Thank you. But what's with the management? 69, by the way. But thank you so much for the support. It's a problem. How you doing? Welcome to the stream. Hmm. Okay. Okay, interesting. I mean, good that you told her. Good for you, 69. Oh, and they shifted her to a different team? Wow. So, how is that going now? Oh my god, what is this shit? Oh my god. Oh my god. So the thing is, Drago, you're like all of these plans are pretty drastic and like a lot, right? The thing is, you want to progress yourself now. Like you want to learn to open up and talk to people and have like a normal conversation where you can say what you want to say. No? If every step you take in that direction is taking so much around it, I would say you're trying to avoid the actual work. Because it might be easier for you to become the world championship in champion in MMA than talking to her. But even if you become the world champion in MMA, this is not going to fix your problem. You still have to do the work. This is only the first step. You know? Like, even if you start with the first step being the world champion in MMA, you still have to, at some point, send her a message, talk to her, open up, be vulnerable. How did you? I'm trying to avoid it. Well. The manager tries every possible way to contact her. Okay. So I hope this is gonna go well, 69. Definitely like let her know what's going on and look out for your friend there. Don't worry about it, Ragu. Hmm. I'm sorry, Bubba. We're sadly like sort of wrapping up the stream right now. Like you joined sort of at the end. Like I have to go offline in like half an hour. So I hope that's fine for you. Yeah. I mean, if you notice that your manager is getting like sort of like even weirder about it, definitely like speak up for your friend and maybe like speak with the upper management about this and tell them about what the manager is doing. I think they should know, you know? It's always important, like, I don't know, like, especially since your co-worker is a woman, right? Like, violence against women is going up at the moment. So it's always good to say something before something worse happens. And El Primo, thank you so much for your Prime. Thank you for 2 months. And how are you doing? Welcome to the stream. Yeah. Exactly like Indy is saying, like, after all, the goal is still to just do the first step. And again, the first step doesn't need to be big, Drago. And I think you're looking for these ways on like how to like push the first step away and like avoid this work because you expect too much from yourself. Make the step smaller, make it so small that the first step you will 100% achieve. And you will be able to do because you're not scared of it. Like, start with something which is okay for you to do. Like, I don't know, smile at her. Approach her one time more at work. It doesn't need to be big. And the first step, it's even better if it's not that big of a step. Thank you for the follow and welcome. I heard I was really late, lol. Yeah. I mean, you too, definitely. I was like sort of saying it to Babu because I hope they're gonna be fine, and I just wanted, you know, to tell them. But name a car for an edit. This is a mental health stream. um, there's been there's been a car where I think Zeg was driving it in Forza recently. I think it's like a Piaggio or something. It's like a really, really tiny, funny looking car. Um, so wait, let me look. Let me look at a Piaggio car. Oh, okay. So it was a specific Piaggio. Jeez. I don't see the specific Piaggio. Yeah, just do the Piaggio Ape or something. Like this. It's like a free-wheeled car. It can go 45. And it's like 20 as fuck. Oh, this one is pretty. I'm proud of you that you're gonna try the Drago. And if you notice this is too hard, then choose a smaller goal, okay? Like, I want you to have achieved a first step the next time we talk, okay? And it doesn't matter how large that first step is. But I want that you consciously did a step to achieve this end goal, no matter what the step is. But it shouldn't be that we like meet in a week again, or like in a couple days, and you're like, oh fuck, okay, I guess like you could say this was a step. I want that you consciously did a step. I don't care how tiny the step is. Okay? So if you notice that you can't get yourself to do this, make it smaller. Okay? As small as it needs to be for you to actually do it. And there is no judgment on how small it is. The important thing is that you start and do a step. Okay? Because doing any step in that direction is scary because you know that somewhere along the way you have to do scary things. So engaging with that path at all is scary. So to get over that first fear, this first bit of fear of being like committing to that path should be as easy as possible for you. This is why it doesn't matter where you start, because this is not about the step. This is about committing to the path. You know what I mean? I mean, you can, Dragu, but this is thankfully about your life, not about mine. So, after all, of course, your choice. If you don't want to achieve your goals, you don't have to do that. Yes, I think it's a good moment to start with belly breathing and stuff like this. Are there any questions you need to have answered this stream for anybody? Otherwise, I would say let's move on to the stretching and belly breathing. Shady, how big is this topic you need advice on? Like, do you think we can like finish this in 5 minutes? Because otherwise, because I have to end at 5. Like there's people coming and giving me cats at 5. I have to end at 5. Like no matter what happens. Indy's just gonna stalk you, psych. And Indy's gonna send a pigeon to you. Thank you, El Primo. I mean, I hope we can keep this place running. You will save it for next time too? Alright. So let's see each other next time, guys. Like, there's a high chance I'm just gonna be here on Thursday again. But as you all know, I'm taking the schedule like more flexible at the moment because of job stuff. So we'll see. But I always like try to maintain the old schedule if I can. Have an amazing day too, Drago. And again, make it as easy for yourself as possible. You will not get more credit if you do a bigger step. Okay? You will get 5 points of proudness from me, no matter what step you do. So the smartest thing, the most efficient thing you can do is do the absolute minimum of work, because you don't get more out of it, okay? To just like give you more motivation to just do the step you can take. Don't ask too much of yourself. That's counterproductive. So let's do some stretching. Oh, oh my god. I did like chest presses. Do like you have like weight here and you like push it to the front. And it hurts. Jeez. Oh, this like hurts here so much, like here in these muscles. They're stretching hardcore. Oh my god. Oh my god. So, all of you, take part, by the way, in doing stretches, yeah? Don't just sit there all lazy and stuff. Do stretches too. Like, we don't do this for fun, right? Like, we do this because otherwise, like, sitting is like super, super unhealthy. Like, it's one of the most unhealthy things everybody does. Oh. Jeez. Okay. So, next thing we always do is called belly breathing. And then after belly breathing, we're gonna come back to our all stars. So, you can already think about your all stars if you want. I was doing ballet stretches an hour ago, badly. That's nice. The way you do belly breathing, and for what belly breathing is for essentially like it's a stress management exercise, but it also really helps with dealing with like anxiety attacks or panic attacks. It can also really help if you're like struggling with overthinking and want to reconnect with your body and like sort of feel more grounded and check in with your body. Like, I really like this because I usually like, I really have like, I struggle to have like a good connection with my bodily signals because I'm like neurodivergent. So I really like this exercise to really take time to check in with my body and see how it feels, what it needs, and those things. The way you do it is you have one hand on your belly, you have one hand on your chest, and well, you don't need those hands, but if you're doing it for like one of the first times, it's always good to do them, like to have your hands there. So you want to breathe in through your nose and you want to breathe all the way into your belly. So you don't want your chest to move all the way up or something or to puff out, but you actually want to push your belly out and breathe into your belly. So the hand on your chest is essentially to control that you don't like lift your chest and like breathe too much into your chest. You do want to sit straight, like you don't want to sit like this or something. Like sit up straight, and then breathe into your belly through your nose. You can hold it a bit, you can connect it with some other breathing exercises, however you like. I usually like to not control my breathing too much, just try to breathe slow. And then you breathe out through your lips. And what I like to do is like push my lips together a bit so there's some resistance. So you breathe out slower, but then like breathe all the way out. And then just keep going. And if you want to use this to really make sure you only stop if you're relaxed, and then you want to count to 10 breaths. And every time your mind wanders, every time you can't remember how many breaths you counted, you just start from 0 again. So let's go. What's really nice at the end of belly breathing is to do a body scan. So you check in with all parts of your body. How do your feet feel? How do your legs feel? How does your back feel? And your butt from sitting? Your stomach? Do you maybe need food? Your arms and hands, your neck, your head. Do you maybe need something to drink? Do you maybe need to air out your room because the air just feels kind of like there's no oxygen in it anymore? Do you maybe notice that your you don't feel like being at the PC anymore. You don't feel like watching streams anymore, but you feel like meeting a friend or going outside or working or learning or fixing something. And then come back to the stream. And hi, Jay. Welcome to the stream as well. Sounds funny. I think belly breathing is for nearly everyone really nice, actually. Like if you're stressed and overthinking, it can seem like something where you're like, oh, but like, is it over yet? Can I already do something else because you're like stressed? Don't want to waste time. But once you sort of commit to it and commit on the time you're gonna spend on it, it can be quite nice. Welcome to the stream. We're just wrapping up actually. So now the last thing we're going to do in the stream today is our All Stars moment. So everybody's invited to share their favorite moment of the stream, no matter from who or how long this moment is, but just their favorite thing about the stream. So what were your favorite things about the stream? We already had Dragoo saying that these All-Stars were like the pigeon and all the other jokes. And also the advice. So what were your All-Stars, everybody? Mm. I think my All-Stars was talking about OCD. I think the topic of OCD is just like quite interesting, and we haven't talked about it that much so far. And I don't know, so I really liked like talking about something new. And I really liked how it sort of formed like a red line through the entire stream. Because it came up so often, and it also really showed that it's an important topic and that people are not alone with what they experience. And I don't know, that's always something I really like. So I think for me it was the OCD topic. Yeah. You also think it's the pigeon jokes? The pigeon jokes were quite funny actually. That's true. I also have to say one of like my personal favorite things was, and like this is gonna sound weird, but actually when I spilled my water, because I usually never spill things, which is why this just doesn't really happen often. I'm not often in that situation. But I know that back in the day, if I would have spilled a full glass of water over my keyboard and like my table and everything, I would have been so mad on myself. And it would have been so hard to deal with it. And I would have essentially like bullied myself on the inside. And now it's just like I really noticed how far I've come because when it happened, I was just like, for a moment, I was like shocked, like, oh my god, no way, this just happened. Like, this never happens to me. But it was more like, I don't know, it was almost funny because it never happens to me. And I was like, no, bruh. um, but it was, I don't know, it was so fine. It was so fine. Like, it was so much finer than I thought it would be fine. Like, it was so fine that, like, now when I thought about the stream and I thought about, okay, what happened in the stream, I forgot for, like, I don't know, I didn't remember for 2 minutes or something, even though I tried, that I spilled water until I looked at my table just now and noticed that my mouse pad is gone because, well, I spilled water on it and it's drying. So I don't know. This is just like sort of like a personal favorite thing for me because it just showed me that how far I've come and I really appreciate the progress I made and I'm really proud of myself for that progress. Yeah. I also like that Navandro came by and that there is like apparently, potentially, hopefully good things happening in Navandro's life. Coke, oh no, then everything is sticky. I'm so glad it was only water. Like, water is so easy. I love it. Almost falling asleep. I mean, that's good timing. We're ending the stream now, so then you can fall asleep. Nothing specific today from you, Groove Holmes. But you always like the calm voice. Thank you. I appreciate it. Hopefully, we're gonna see each other next stream. Your mousepad is the one in the shop, right? Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm considering to, like, do, like, like, to remake it. Or, like, to do, like, a new mousepad or something. But I don't think I'm ever gonna, like, spend so much time on a mousepad, like on this mousepad. And I love it a lot, I do have to say. Like, I think if I would ever make a new mousepad, it would probably be one of those things where it's just sort of like a pattern on it, you know, or something like this. Yeah. Ooh, yeah, that's nice. Did you draw it all, that one? Yeah. I made it like just completely myself, like all of the textures, everything is done by me. Yeah. It's I spent a lot of time on that one. Yeah. It's really yeah. It was a lot of revisions. Like I had like 5 or 6 of these mouse pads I bought and had at home to go through all of their revisions. So yeah. But yeah, I just love it. I don't know. So you technically have a mousepad. You allegedly have a mousepad, I say. Yeah, I really love it. Like, there's honestly, like, I do really like actually that there is nothing I feel like changing about it. And that's really nice. Yeah. And I get so many compliments for it. Like every time somebody comes into my gaming room, they're like, "Wow, the mousepad. This one's nice." And then I can always like they don't even know I made it at that point, right? And then I can always say, "Yeah, I made that myself." Yeah. Do you know how cool that is? I love it. It's like literally like every person. No. So, okay. We're just before 5. Um, oh, true. I just noticed that we low-key, okay, perfect, actually. Our friends just cancelled for today because that would have been like quite, like a hassle with the cats. So that's perfect. Like other friends, like not the cat friends, because then we would have like had to do like quick and stuff. So that worked out perfect. Okay. So with that, I am checking. Jenny is not online. Then let's go to bunnies. Yeah. We still get the cats tonight. We have to buy cat litter and everything. It's like, so we got the okay like today morning, and like Zach is working the entire day at the office. I'm like working here, so it's yeah, like they're gonna come over and then we gonna I guess like go to the grocery store still, buy cat litter, set everything up, and see how they adjust. We still have to like think about like what do we need to do to like cat proof the apartment and shit. So we'll see, I guess. But yeah, we'll see. Mm. Hi, Henny. I'm so sorry, but we're just going offline. I like literally typing the like the raid command right now. So very welcome to the stream, but I have to go. I have like friends coming in like 3 minutes. So everybody, this is my resource list. There you can find all the resources I use in stream here and I send you. So if you don't have the link of the stream anymore, you can head over to the resource list and look it up there. If you want to rewatch this stream, you can head over to my YouTube. I like usually post the streams there. And then if you want to support me and our mission here, you can do so by, for example, like buying something in my shop. I make a lot of merch designs and yeah, I also have like some freebies there. So if you're interested in those, then check it out as well. And yeah, the Discord channel you already have. Perfect. And then Xaira also. Bye bye, everybody. It was a beautiful stream, and see you in the next stream. And yeah, thank you so much for being here. All of this is only possible because of you all. So thank you, and see you guys next time.